Infrastructure is what makes a nation, what binds it together. Infrastructure fosters balanced development. It promotes inclusive growth, which is a fundamental need for a nation like India, with about 70% of its population in rural areas and nearly 2/3 of the workforce associated with agriculture. We know that a road, a school, a bridge, a pond, a warehouse, all of them are individually capable of heralding mini revolutions in the local economies of villages. And therefore, since its very inception in 1982, NABARD has worked towards developing an environment in which rural infrastructure takes the center spot of development-related policy framework.
Infrastructure is key to the development of any nation. India, with its more than 70% of the population living in more than 6 lakh villages, requires a humongous infrastructure in the rural areas. Having realized the importance of these rural infrastructure requirements, NABARD has created Rural Infrastructure Development Fund in 1995. The activities in the beginning, which started with irrigation and agriculture, had grown into 37 activities including irrigation, agriculture, connectivity, besides the social infra like Anganwadis, schools, veterinary clinics. All these infrastructure created in the rural areas is having a multiplier effect on economy, which in turn is creating much more benefit to the rural areas and the population at large.
Today, RIDF covers as many as 37 activities which are broadly classified under 3 categories of agriculture and related sector, social sector, and rural connectivity.
The fundamental principles of RIDF are based on allocation of corpus as per state-wise development index, prioritization of projects by the state governments, project approach, techno-economic appraisal, as well as robust monitoring system. All these have contributed to as high a success rate of 92% with regard to completion of projects.
RIDF has completed its 25th year of its implementation. It has supported large number of new projects and many incomplete projects languishing for years. We bring to you glimpses of a few of the sterling projects supported under Rural Infrastructure Development Fund, which have facilitated massive investments in specific projects with huge social impact. Meghalaya, the abode of clouds, is one of the most beautiful states of northeast India, encircled by the scenic valleys and mountains. But due to its uneven topography, people living in the hills have to face a lot of problems due to poor connectivity. The fierce flowing rivers, torrential rainfall in the Rocky Mountains have made life of these people tiresome and challenging. The bridge sanctioned under RIDF connects villages in Jaintia Hills district and many villages in the border areas. Thus, the bridge has lent a great support to the people living in these remote areas. Trade was severely affected because it took several hours to reach the local market. But post the construction of the bridge, the commercial vehicles now pass through a shorter route through Borghat instead of plying through a longer way.
It has become a lifeline for the people in Karkhana, in Amsa and in Muktapur, in Borghat, and mostly for Dauki, which is a major trading port for the state of Meghalaya and the northeast as well.
In order to access the medical facilities available across the river, people had to cross the fast-flowing stream, thereby leading to mishaps on the way. RIDF is connecting the people of Northeast region to mainstream, bringing happiness on their faces. Drought every 3 to 4 years was a way of life in Saurashtra, and the region had painfully learned to live with it. Scanty rainfall with wide aberrations in its distribution posed a big threat to the economy, human activities and livelihood in the Saurashtra region of Gujarat. As a result, the farmers faced severe water scarcity, making agriculture and other allied activities unviable.
મને એક પહેલેથી એમ હતું કે પર્યાવરણ અને પાણી આ દેશને બચાવી શકે, પણ મારા એક સપનાથી કાંઈ સિદ્ધ ન થાય. પણ આ સરકારનું એક સપનું વિચાર્યું અને આ ગામમાં જ્યારે પહેલાં વહેલી સોની યોજનાની વાત આવી ત્યારે અમે કોઈ માનવા તૈયાર નહોતા.
As the topography of the state is inverted saucer shape, the lifting of water was a difficult task. Saurashtra Narmada Avtaran Irrigation, SONI, is a project with objective of filling 115 major dams by diverting flood waters overflowing from the Sardar Sarovar Dam across the Narmada River to the drought areas. Irrigation water is channelized through 4 linked pipelines. The project is unique because the pipelines will be underground on private land while pumping stations are being built on government land. The total cost of the project is 18,563 crore rupees. This entire project will irrigate over 4.09 lakh hectares of land, over 1,069 villages and tackle water woes in 1,282 villages.
Totally 11 million people will get water from this when this is completed in all respect. We have already completed 2 phases of this Yojana and now the 3rd phase is under construction.
The cropping intensity has increased, leading to improvement in agricultural productivity and has also led to employment generation through agriculture and allied activities, leading to regular source of income. Agro-based industries and formation of water user associations have benefited more than 3.15 lakh population. Gopalganj, resting on the state borders of Bihar between Champaran in the east and Uttar Pradesh in the west, had faced connectivity issues earlier. The bridge constructed with RIDF assistance over the mighty river Gandak is connecting 2 major districts of North Bihar, that is Saran and Muzaffarpur. This was a long-awaited project for the people residing in the region on either side of the river Gandak. This project also includes 17.64 km long approach road apart from 2x2 lane bridge.
इससे लोगों को बहुत फ़ायदा हुआ है और आप जब उन लोगों से मिलेंगे, बात करेंगे तो सही में आपको ये मालूम होगा कि इस ब्रिज के बनने के उपरांत बिहार में किस तरह से लोगों का आना जाना बढ़ा है.
पहले यहाँ से बहुत मैंने लंबा चौड़ा रास्ता नाप करके तब हमको मार्केट पकड़ना पड़ता था. अब जो है इस पुल बन जाने से हम बहुत कम समय में हम मार्केट में पहुँच जाते हैं.
यहाँ पर शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में भी काफ़ी विकास हुआ है. आज के डेट में इस पुल बन जाने से साइकिल और मोटरसाइकिल के माध्यम से जिले में जाकर के उच्च शिक्षा प्राप्त करते हैं.
The execution part of this bridge had its own challenges because river Gandak flowed very fiercely and changed its flowing course time after time, leading to the destruction of villages. Construction of this bridge supports the Bihar government's aim of easy and all-weather connectivity between Gopalganj and the capital city of Patna. With the easy and all-weather access to means of production, market reach, hospitals, schools and colleges, this bridge has transformed the life of people living here. As India looks up to its focus on renewable energy, the setting up of floating solar photovoltaic power plant at Wayanad, Kerala is a milestone. Built on the Banasura Sagar reservoir in Wayanad, this innovative project utilizes the surface area of water bodies in the existing hydropower reservoirs by erecting floating solar panels to tap solar photovoltaic power.
The float is designed in such a way that the panels are exposed to water so that it gets cooled. Because of that, the efficiency is more.
Regions like Kerala are usually flooded during the monsoon season. Before the power plant, majority of people in the project area were living on an unstable power supply. The floating power plant project envisages generation of 500 kilowatt power for supplying electricity to about 1,250 families. The project will also feed 7.5 lakh units of power annually to the grid. India has long faced the grave problem of easy access of safe and clean drinking water for villages.
पहले तो रास्ता बना हुआ था बौड़ी तक का, जहाँ से पानी आया है, तो बौड़ी के पास से पानी लाते थे हम। ग्रिप्टी का पानी जो आता था वो इतना साफ नहीं होता था और सेहत के लिए जो है हमारे बहुत हानिकारक था।
दिन भर का पानी लाने के लिए हमें को 1.5-2 घंटे का सफ़र करना पड़ता था डेली। आना जाना टाइम इतना लग जाता था।
Government of Himachal Pradesh, recognizing the urgent need to take steps to protect poor and remote rural population from unnecessary health risks and morbidity, established the Lift Water Supply Scheme to supply water from Sanjnala to village Gharog Gandal near the city of Shimla. The project involves lifting water from Sanjnala and treating it in a water treatment plant for the contaminants and supply of the treated water through pipes to individual households. The project is covering 39 panchayats and supplying water to nearly 81,000 people of 760 villages.
जब से हमारे लिफ्ट वाला पानी सैंज वाला चला है, ये फिल्टर होकर आता है और सेहत के लिए हमारे बिल्कुल स्वच्छ और साफ पानी है।
नाबार्ड का लगभग बहुत ही अमेजिंग प्रयास रहा है कि ये RIDF की कोलैबोरेशन स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स के साथ हुई और तमाम इम्प्लीमेंटिंग एजेंसी के साथ मिलजुल कर पानी को तमाम दूर दराज के क्षेत्रों में पहुंचाने का प्रयास किया है।
Primary healthcare is the frontline care of the healthcare system with the goal of better health for all.
जालें कित्येक वर्सां जालें हे शिरोड्या गांवकांक कांयच उदरगत नाशिल्ली। पयलीं एक ल्हानशें हेल्थ सेंटर आशिल्लें, तेका लोकांचे कांयच पुरवणी नाशिल्ल्यो, मागीर लोकांनी खूब फेस केले।
The PHC at Shiroda was in a very dilapidated condition and the hospital from Shiroda was 20 kilometers away.
Villagers had to go all the way to Margao or to Ponda to get access to any healthcare services. And as you all know, affordability and accessibility are two very critical inputs which are required for any healthcare.
I remember a case where a patient VTech में आया था and I had to refer that patient without giving anything, and the patient died in the ambulance, and the patient would have survived if we had defibrillator with us.
In 2019, the old maternity hospital at Shiroda was upgraded to a primary health center with assistance under RIDF. The Shiroda Public Health Center is providing all the emergency medical facilities: X-ray machines, ultrasound facility, psychiatric OPD and dental OPD, ensuring healthy life to the people of Shiroda. After development of PHC, the people from Shiroda constituency have 24 hours access to quality and affordable healthcare. India has achieved impressive economic growth. However, inadequate outreach of healthcare facilities has affected the rural women and children in the matter of health, hygiene, etc. In 2014, Government of Madhya Pradesh, with funding support from RIDF, decided to set up more than 300 Anganwadi centers to improve mother and childcare services in the villages. Constructed by PWD, the building of Anganwadi has an area of 625 square feet and is made with an innovative PUF panel technique. Every morning, an elderly woman goes from house to house as an alarm for children to get ready and leave for Anganwadi. The kids are taught distinct subjects and they take part in various interactive sessions.
बच्चों को कविता सुनाते, कहानी सुनाते, खेल खेल के माध्यम से। गतिविधियों के बाद 1 बजे उनको खाना खिलाया जाता है।
Medical assistance such as immunization, Vaccination, supplementary nutrition are provided at these centers, and pregnant women get basic healthcare facilities necessary for a healthy delivery and a blooming child. Young girls at these centers attend sessions where they can openly talk about their menstrual needs. Creation of Anganwadi centers has positively impacted the life of children and women in rural areas. Many other infrastructure projects of great significance in other parts of the country have been taken up with financial assistance from RIDF. In Jammu and Kashmir, a new link road has been constructed which reduces the distance travelled from Jammu to Udhampur district by 10 kilometers. In Assam, the Institute of Animal Husbandry has provided training to the farmers. In Chhattisgarh, 71,000 solar-powered pumps for irrigation were sanctioned under Saur Sujala scheme. Andhra Pradesh has built Centre for Research and Development for High-Tech Nursery and Poly Houses. Since its inception over 2 decades ago, RIDF has supported over 7 lakh projects in 28 states and 2 union territories.
During the last 25 years, RIDF has made tremendous progress with the due contribution of various stakeholders like Government of India, Reserve Bank of India, scheduled commercial banks, state governments and society at large who contributed immensely to the success of this RIDF.
At NABARD, we cherish this amazing progress. It makes us more determined to continue pushing the rural infrastructure agenda so that millions of rural Indians get equal opportunities to carve a better future for themselves. We also take this opportunity to thank the Government of India, Reserve Bank of India, state governments across the country and banks who have been part of this glorious journey.
शिक्षा से हर गांव जुड़े, हर एक बच्चा खूब पढ़े, प्रगति की चट्टान चढ़े गांव जो पढ़े तो देश आगे बढ़े देश मेरा, हाँ चले आगे देश मेरा।